Assalamu alaikum, I'm Abdul Hasib. Today I have a question for you. What are we in the middle of? Are we in the middle of evolution, devolution, or let's just say what has been said always, that the world is under revolution. It's undergoing a process of revolution. But come to think of it, have we ever asked ourselves this question, that this evolution, this revolution, what is it bringing? Is it bringing the positive outcomes, or is it bringing the negative outcomes for humanity, for each one of us? Because we are in the middle of the dawn of what? Technology. The dawn of technology with artificial intelligence, AI, and genetic engineering. Sounds pretty convenient, sounds very nice, sounds very warm that it's a dawn, it's a beautiful sunrise, right? No, this is unlike any typical beautiful sunrise that you'll see. This is not just like every typical dawn. The dawn of technology is very different. The evolution, the revolution of technology is completely different from what we have been conceiving, from what we've been perceiving about it. Because technology evolves unpredictably. I mean, they promise great things, right? Video calling, audio messages, metaverse. They promise great things, but those come with revenge effects. And by these revenge effects, I mean the unforeseen issues, the unforeseen circumstances that we have to face, maybe right now, maybe in the near future, maybe a decade later. But the unforeseen issues, they definitely come because technology is evolving unpredictably. Take it, for example, unintended consequence of, let's just say, superbugs, drug resistant superbugs. What did we do? We created antibiotics, right? And then what did we do? We just kept on taking them. Humans thought that they had actually achieved something, that they were onto something. Yes, they did achieve something, but did it go as it was predicted? No. We probably created more mutations, a superbug. Historically, society has even tried to ban certain technologies. For example, since I'm talking about history, I'd say crossbows. Society has even tried to ban crossbows. Why? Because they were an effective part of war? Why? Because there was a lot of bloodshed? What happened? It still continued to evolve. There are still nuclear bombs today instead of crossbows. It continued to evolve. The revolution is ongoing. Technology is fundamentally the set of ever changing ideas, right? And new technologies, they emerge, they evolve when they are colliding with other technologies. If I were to equate it, I'd say that you have a certain technology and it collides with one that already exists, or one that's premature, or one that's just at the beginning. It creates a new technology. A plus B equals to C, not AB. The C is the new technology. Now, when they collide, they create effective combinations, right? And the effective combinations, they survive, and then they become the building components of even more greater technologies, even more greater innovations. Thus, what I'm trying to say is that invention feeds on itself. It's feeding right on itself. That's what this revolution of technology is all about. I'd say that you take the example of our cell phones, the smartphones that we have considered a great innovation in all these years. Do you hear to think that how they've swallowed everything from GPS to QR codes to facial recognition, becoming the all-purpose smartphones that we carry every day in our pockets? Every day. And they're still evolving. They're still colliding. There's still revolution. It's an ongoing process. No one is stopping it. Unforeseen circumstances, they're hardwired into successful technologies. They're hardwired into them. I mean, Let's just say that technologies, they don't evolve in a vacuum. They're part of the dynamic world today. Facebook and Twitter, they didn't set out to expedite the spread of democracy poisoning disinformation. Yet, that is exactly what happened when millions of citizens, millions of users began relying on them as the news sources, as the means of information. Because revolution, right? Who reads newspapers right now? No one. Facebook and Twitter are the new norm. Let me explain the new norm. Technologies often are not used as they were intended. I'll give an historic example. Thomas Edison. He created the phonograph, right? For what purpose? It was supposed to help the blind people. He put thought into it that what people could put use to it. And then what actually happened? People started listening to music with that equipment, with that device that he created. A frivolous misuse. Now, this misuse is actually spawned an entirely new industry and changed the popular culture forever. Let's start from the misuse. The misuse was unintended, but it became the ripple effect, the new norm. Similarly, Facebook and Twitter are the ripple effects, they're the new norms. Simultaneously, genetic engineering, it was actually confined to elite scientific circles only. But now, it has been democratized. Genetic engineering has been democratized. This accessibility, it fuels health revolution. That means treatments for conditions such as sickle cell disease, they are developing it, right? And promises for disease-resistant crops. I'd say that the promise for disease-resistant crops is pretty similar to the antibiotics. Maybe a new mutation would rise. What would we do then? We'll wait for the technology to evolve, to collide, to revolutionize. Because that's what's happening. But a more notable concern over here is the impact on jobs. AI's efficiency in automating tasks has led to threaten the white-collar professions, questioning the economic stability of states and the need for new job opportunities in the face of this technological wave. It is a need. Now, the democratization is actually power. In the future, democratization will be power through emerging technologies like artificial intelligence and its subcomponents. I'd like to say that yesterday's breakthrough is actually a subcomponent for tomorrow's innovation. So today's artificial intelligence is a breakthrough for the devices, for the technology that will emerge probably in a week, in a year, in a decade, in a millennium, in a century. It will always be a subcomponent because invention is feeding on itself. We consume food, right, to get energy, so invention has to consume something. It is consuming invention to maintain the energy. So currently we're just content consumers, right? But AI will soon empower anyone to create the high quality content. And by the high quality content, I mean even manipulate DNA with the accessible tools. Now, all this seems very great, right? For individuals that are trying to achieve diverse goals. But what about the threats and risks it's posing? What about them? Cheaper power and more available power can create both positive outcomes, let's just say such as effective marketing, and maybe negative outcomes such as the disinformation campaigns. And then I'd like to put forward a theory that when power is more available, power is more cheaper, it is more likely to collide, right? More cheaper, more available power means more subcomponents, means more new combinations, means more innovation, means new revolution. And we don't know the pace. We don't know the speed. We probably don't even know what subcomponents might arise, what currently exists right now. Think about, the AI mastered complex games such as Go. They're raising concerns. What concerns? It doesn't take a lot of imagination to think what a group of terrorists would do with armed AI-enabled facial recognition equipped drones. It doesn't take a lot of imagination for me. Probably not even you. What would they do with it? And maybe even better technology can create devastation to scales we've never imagined. We might go back to the Stone Age, or we might go to an age we never perceived, we never thought of, or maybe we might just go away, extinct. Maybe AI will learn to feed itself. For now, humans are feeding it, right? They're creating technologies so that technology can feed on itself. What happens when artificial intelligence learns to create the equation A plus B equals C? There is no longer the need of humans then, right? Think an AI-enabled attack on a critical infrastructure. Catastrophic consequences, devastation, pure devastation. And that actually raises questions on the state's power to ensure stability and safety. Actually, these technologies, they mass roll out into one of two ways. We can be happier, we can be healthier, we can be richer more than we've ever been. Or we can plunge into a dystopia characterized by terror, joblessness, violence, disintegrating states. But the technologies, they currently don't decide it. Currently, it's not the technologies deciding it. It is us. All tools can be used for good and bad. Robots can actually help anyone with the daily automated tasks, or maybe violently repress the demonstrators. DNA synthesizers, they can cure the old diseases and maybe create new ones. Something that is meant to cure is creating a new mutation, a new problem. So that means it collided with something and it created something. Would we call it revolution? Would we call it evolution? That is the question. Try and think of this question and answer it. Is it up to us to reap the rewards of these unprecedentedly powerful tools while containing the threats of their potential misuse? Is it still up to us, or is it out of our hands? Thank you.